Welcome to Venusian Soul Tarot. Today I'm back with a timeless pick a card reading, and it's going to be how is your energy described? So I want you to cast your gaze over the cards and ask your higher self which card has a message for you. We have group number 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. If you need to pause the video to meditate further, please do so. But for those of you who are ready, let's get started. Hi, group 1. So how is your energy described? The first word I heard for you was resilient. So for some of you, I feel like you may have been on a rags to riches story, or there's an energy here of like a Cinderella story, taking adversity or going through certain difficulties and transforming them in your favor. There's something here where you have a lot of inner resources, is what I feel, or you're able and have been able to go, for example, from lack or scarcity and create a lot of fortune for yourself. I feel like you're seen as someone as well who can think on their feet, who's very resourceful in general. It's like you can always see the potential in anything. And I also feel like you may have great ideas or epiphanies. You may receive a lot of downloads, insights, certain things that help you think on your feet, or it's almost like you're mentally very agile. I also am hearing you can bounce back from anything. People may see you, although you've overcome, I feel, a lot of challenges or difficulties, people may see you as someone that is very lucky, or it's like the divine has blessed your life. Almost like you have divine favor, or there's something here around you, especially with 1111. It's like I'm getting chosen one energy, right? Where you have a lot of divine help, or you're very much in alignment with the divine. There's something about how you carry yourself as well that is otherworldly. People may say that when they're around you, they feel connected to something higher, or they can see a higher power that's working through your life. I also feel like you're described as someone who has a lot of faith in the divine and in yourself. This is confidence, but it's like an innate confidence. It's not necessarily coming from, external measures. It's almost like you're so in sync with the divine that spirit is always looking out for you and watching for you. I keep getting this shift from, potentially lack with 5 of Pentacles, especially lack of resources, to abundance. So people may describe you as being very abundant, or you've been able to generate a lot of abundance and financial success, or success in your career in general. But there's something around doing a 180 or being able to shift things in your favor. I also feel like some of you could have, psychic sight, or there's something around like your vision, having your sight set on something, or having a plan for yourself and then staying the course. I also feel like you don't give up easily, but you're able to pivot if something isn't working. So you'll continue towards the ultimate goal or your ultimate aim, but you're not afraid to, change approach, shift your focus. You're very mentally flexible. You're very comfortable with change. For this group as well, you may be described as someone who's lived through, many cycles, many changes, many shifts. Okay, we have Sacred Mountain with Vision Quest, Clarity and Truth, Shambhala, Deep Healing. So again, I feel like people see you as being on a, whether it be a spiritual path, but being on your own path, that you march to the beat of your own drum, you follow your own instincts, you follow the divine. You also have portals, doorways into now, letting go of the warrior. Again, I feel like there's been a lot of struggles for you, but you've let them go. With that 10 of Wands as well, it's like you know how to you can live through difficulties or experience difficulties, but you know when and how to lay the burdens to rest, or to let go of certain struggles so you can move forward. Your energy is described as being very light, that you don't carry much with you. Some of you as well could be either nomads or minimalists, like you're not, I'm just seeing someone that travels lightly. But again, this could also be symbolic of your energy and emotionally, like your mental state. You don't take the past with you. I feel like you're very good at just staying in the present moment and thinking on your feet as well. For this group, I feel like you may be very good in, stressful situations, or situations where others can't find an easy outcome or solution, We have way shower, shake up the system, cellular upgrades. Again, I feel for this group, you've lived through a lot of tower moments, or you've been through a lot of difficulties, which now it's like you have this resilience and resourcefulness. For some of you, you've come from lack, or you've been able to transmute that energy. But I also feel shake up the system. When people are around you, like you may shake up their system, their world. There's something about you that could be quite, I don't know if radical is the word, but potent. Your energy is potent. You have diamond light body, high frequency activations, planetary grid work. You're also described as someone that has a really high frequency, and you elevate the vibration of every room you enter. I also am getting that you shine bright, because you can see these lightning bolts here, but I'm also getting it's like you radiate this light or this frequency, but it may be difficult for people to put their finger on because this energy is rare, or they're not used to being around people who have this vibration. You have gifted one, revealing hidden talents, opportunities to shine. You're also described as someone, again, who shines bright or has a light to you, but I'm getting as well, some of you are also either in the spotlight or you have a level of recognition, right? It's like people really notice you, or there's some gift or talent or idea that you've built, especially in regards to your career, that brings a lot of, attention, abundance, success your way. I am getting the energy of having the Midas touch as well, that you may have this kind of golden energy to you where you're able to transform things into a beautiful outcome or successful outcome. You have Hatha with light activation, acceleration, brilliance, stand in your light. Yeah, I keep getting that reference to light. Some of you as well may be described as someone that has a golden aura, or you just, again, you light up every room you enter. Your frequency really stands out as well. You could be quite unique. Okay, we have inner wisdom with Athena. You know what to do, trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. I feel like your life has afforded you a lot of wisdom because of the experiences you've had, and it's like you always know the right thing to do, but I feel for a lot of you it's coming through intuitively. It's like you have this intuitive navigation system that kind of leads you in a particular way, or you know what step to take or what action to take because of your intuition. And then you have as well infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. Again, I also feel like you have a lot of awareness when it comes to how to transmute, again, lack or difficulties, limiting beliefs into abundance, into success. I also am getting you always land on your feet. But I feel like as well you have this gratitude because you've been through lack or you've been through difficulty. You also have higher heart activation, dropping shields, divine love, your heart is healed. You're seen as someone who's very loving as well. And it's like the difficulties in life or the difficulties you've overcome, it hasn't hardened you, right? You're still very loving, open, receptive. Like you have the central sun, abundance, downloads, regeneration, success. Yeah, it's like you can pull success. It seemingly is that you can pull success from thin air, but ultimately I do feel like it's because of your wisdom, your experiences, the lessons of the past that it's enabled you to build a foundation upon. Or it's taught you how to take actions to build upon certain, life lessons, experiences. I also feel like you have a mindset where for other people, they could see it as rock bottom or a tower moment. But for you, it's like you can turn it into an opportunity, or you see it as an opportunity to, begin again or to try something new. It's like you're happy to innovate and start from scratch. So you don't allow disappointments or setbacks to fully, take you down or keep you down. I feel for this group, you must be eternal optimists as well, because I feel like you can see hope in situations, that others would describe as hopeless. I'm hearing that song by Rihanna, We Found Love in a Hopeless Place. And that's what I'm getting. It's like you can find love or see the divine hand everywhere you go. Yeah, guidance. You have guidance and way shower. So some people see you as a guide, as an inspiration, as a teacher, a leader, We have when you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. I feel like as well, you devote a lot of your life and your energy towards the divine, your divine path. Again, when people watch you, it's very clear that you have a fated path in this life with Vision Quest, that you can see something or you're following something that others aren't privy to, that others may not have in their own life and their life's journey. It's like they can see there's a higher intelligence that leads you, and I think it inadvertently leads them to believe in something more or to think that there's a greater purpose for their own lives. You have liberation. The doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they're you. Yeah, I feel like fear, darkness, lack, it doesn't have an effect on you. Not like it could others, right? It doesn't discourage you or throw you off course to the same degree. It's like you may notice, difficult circumstances or, acknowledge them, but it's like you don't stay stuck or you don't stay down for long. I'm also getting like a cat with 9 lives. So people may feel like, you've had a lot of close calls or a lot of difficulties you've had to overcome, but you were always able to kind of bounce back or land on your feet. We have majestic eminence, priestess, divine feminine, worth. Again, some of you are psychic or you're very intuitive, you're perceived that way, or that's how your energy is described. But with worth, you're also described as someone that has high self-worth because it's innate, right? Your focus is not on external measures. It's based on how you feel, what you want, the direction you're moving in. I don't feel like you get lost excessively in the thoughts or ideas of other people. And what's funny is you have 1111 with card 11, and now you have 2911. Some of you are master numbers. You could be a life path 11, 22, 33. So we have manifestation, prosperity, fortune, pure intentions. You have prosperity several times with prosperity, abundance, and then you have infinite supply. But that's what I'm getting for you. I feel like some of you literally have a rags to riches story, or you've been able to generate a huge amount of abundance. I feel like you can take, lack or negativity or disappointment and turn it into abundance or a new beginning. Okay, we have enlightenment with this inner wisdom. So again, you have huge amounts of knowledge, wisdom. I keep hearing inner resources. And that's why people may see on the surface, like you may appear to travel light or you're not super attached to the material realm, but it's also because you have so much within you and inside of you that you don't really need it, right? Like you're not someone who needs, whether it be like a large home or, designer clothing or external status symbols, because it's like you feel like you're a success within just from you being yourself. And you have potential. So yeah, you have huge amounts of potential, and people describe you as someone who's limitless, that there's no end to your success. There's no end to the levels of abundance that you can attract, that you're always growing, you're always evolving. I'm also hearing for some of you, you're always pushing the boundaries. So you could be someone who's seen, as a rebel, or again, that you're following your own divine path or the path you're guided onto. You're not just following other people around you. Okay, you had challenges. Unbearable situations throw you directly into God's arms if you are open. Please take over, divine, and guide the right actions. Please take this burden and show me your will. Okay, with this energy as well, I feel as though you are very open, and that's what I was getting before, like very flexible, open-minded. You can always see the potential in everything, no matter how limiting or challenging or difficult it may appear to others. And I feel like people admire your agility and your ability to, see the potential or see with the glass half full, right? Where you can always see a new opportunity, it's almost like an insight. For some of you, you have really great divine guidance or flashes of insight that come out of the blue. You also have positivity. If you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, and even the hardest situations. I think these hardest situations and challenges have turned you into a diamond, right? And I feel like you live with gratitude and you don't need a lot to be grateful because you feel so blessed with where you've gotten to and where you're at. And I feel like that inspires others. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 2. So how is your energy described? I feel like people say that you've overcome the mind, right? Or you've overcome, fear, overthinking. It's almost as though you've been through this huge phoenix moment, this rebirth, especially with the devil and death. There's a really strong energy here of alchemy, almost being born anew as well. Like you've been able to transmute a former version of yourself or certain energies that were difficult that you needed to process. For some of you, you've healed or transmuted a lot of karma. Because what I was getting is it's almost like your energy is described as being crystal clear, right? Where you've transmuted so much that there's almost like a cleansing here. And I just feel like you've been able to liberate yourself. I also feel like you're described as very grounded, very secure within yourself. You're very solid is what I'm hearing. But I feel like that may have developed because of the energy that you've cultivated within yourself, right? Like the overcoming of certain fear, even beliefs you had about yourself. With Nine of Swords and Page of Swords, this for me is like you moving past or overcoming, thoughts about what's possible for you or your capabilities or even certain disappointments in the past. It's like being able to shift them either in your favor or approaching life in a more favorable way. Yeah, with the Emperor, the Ace of Wands, the Ten of Cups. Now I'm hearing that song, I'm Still Standing by Elton John. And that's what I'm getting. It's like there's something that you've overcome. And it's like I keep hearing born again, like renewed. You may also be described as someone who's brand new. Like it's like you've been through a rebirth or you've had some sort of experience where it's like now you're almost unrecognizable to those who once knew you. I feel like your energy is really grounded and centered and cleansed, but powerful at the same time. You also had here integration. Forgive self and others, reunion, let go of defenses, open the door with a hangman. You may also be described as someone who needs to take regular time out with a hangman, or for some of you, it's like you may have been in hermit mode as you went through a rebirth or as you went through this transformation. And it's like now you've come out the other side and it's like things are shining for you because you can see there's almost a rainbow here and a rainbow here. It's like you're experiencing the blessings. So you've been through the storm basically and you've been able to integrate it to such a degree that now it's like you're receiving the blessings, the positive changes, the shifts. And you literally have Phoenix energy with fire of transformation, radical purification, violet flame, surrendering, resurrection. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. It's like a complete rebirth. You also have 1010. So you're also described as someone that's closed out a difficult cycle, but particularly within yourself. Like I see this as deep inner work and alchemy. So for some of you, you've done a lot of shadow work. You've done a lot of clearing, integration. You're also described as someone who is whole. It's almost like you've transmuted the darkness, but you've integrated it as well. You've integrated certain lessons or challenges you had along the way. And you're showing up in a way that's a lot more balanced and centered. We have regeneration with acceleration, change, shamanic wisdom. And again, with that shamanism, I am getting like shadow work, transmuting darkness to light. I also feel like you're described as someone who isn't afraid of the dark, both within yourself and within others. I feel like certain energies can't really throw you out of balance. And again, I feel like because you've done this deep introspection or you've been on this inner journey, it's like now you know who you are. So it's kind of hard for, people to get a reaction from you or for people to throw you off kilter. Because when you're really solid in your identity and your sense of self, people can't shake you. They can't rock your sense of self. You also had abundance, Raising your vibration, light missions, Ra activations. Again, I feel like people are saying that your vibration has risen. I feel like you're in a much lighter energy because of the frequencies that you've cleansed and transmuted. And it's almost like more of your light and more of your soul, your essence, can shine through because of this energy. But I also feel like you may be described as someone who has been through a lot of darkness, or you've had to process and heal from a lot of darkness and challenges. You also have Saint Germain with Violet Flame, Alchemy, release the old, make way for the new, especially with this Death card here as well. And it's funny you have Violet Flame twice. So again, I feel like you've transmuted a lot of energy. You may have transmuted certain karmic patterns, relationships, situations, and it's like now you're free. And it's like you have a fresh beginning and a new beginning, and it's almost like a blank slate. And you also have open channel, and it's funny you have open the door here as well. Signs, codes, downloads, and sacred information with the Emperor. I also am getting you're described as someone who keeps your own counsel with the Emperor. It's like you forge your own path, you decide who you want to be, where you're going, and it's like you may not listen to naysayers or external information because it's like you know your own truth, or you know exactly what's meant for you and what feels right and what you're going to let go of. You're very hard to manipulate as well because of how well you know yourself. We have leap of faith. Take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action with Ace of Wands. You're also described as someone who follows your dreams, follows your heart, is not afraid to take a calculated risk. I'm not seeing this as like reckless, like leap of faith, taking risky. It's like your decisions and this leap of faith is well thought out. You know how to balance like the practical world and practical considerations with, following your dreams and following your intuition. We have blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process and do not give up. Again, people may describe you as someone who has really blossomed, bloomed. There's this energy that you're always evolving and you're always leveling up. Yeah, you've definitely, especially if you were to, people who knew you, a fair time ago, whatever that may be for you, whether that's 10 years ago, 5 years ago, there's something here where they would describe you as brand new or somewhat unrecognizable with who you are and how you live. Okay, we have Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, freedom. I feel like for this group, you've come in with a lot of, karma or energy to clear and heal, to liberate yourself from. I also feel for this group, you are an old soul and you would be described as an old soul or an ancient soul who has a lot of wisdom. But there was a lot of difficult challenges I'm getting or difficult connections that you have drawn in to heal and clear in this incarnation. And you also have Stargate heart chakra opening, unlocking, generosity. I feel like your heart is clear as well, or your heart has been cleansed. There's something here where it's like, and you're able to live from the heart. And ultimately what blocks the heart space is, I want to say overthinking or living from the mind, living from fear. And that's what I said earlier in the reading, that I feel like you've mastered the mind or you've overcome fear. And I think that has helped you to live true to yourself and live from that heart space and heart chakra. We have karma. There's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. Again, I feel like you've cleared so much karma and karmic energy. I also feel like with this shamanic card as well, it's like an integration. In this lifetime, it's like you've integrated all past lifetimes, the wisdom from other incarnations. You may as well have access to a lot of inner resources in terms of skills, talents, abilities, memories from past lives. And you also have freedom. I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good, release me from its bonds. Again, I feel like you've cleared and cut cords, a lot of karmic cords. You've freed yourself from, negative energy, beliefs, circumstances, I feel like as well, nothing can really hold you back because you've mastered the art of liberation. No matter what arises on your path, you're able to transmute it. Right? It's like no one can take that gift of alchemy from you, and I feel like that has really served and benefited you, and it will continue to do so. Okay, we have third eye portal, vision, clairvoyance, and clarity, confusion. People also would describe you, or your energy would be described as someone that has a lot of clarity. Again, you know who you are, you know what you want, and you know how to achieve it. You could be described as well as someone that's clairvoyant or psychic. You have a level of intuition. But I also feel like because you've healed and cleared so much energy, it's almost like you're a clear vessel. Yeah, like you're an open channel for spirit. So it may have changed as well on your journey as you've gone through this healing process. You've noticed that you're able to receive messages from the divine more readily than you could previously. And it's like the more you surrender, I feel like the more you can hear spirit and the more you are inclined to follow that path or follow that calling. Okay, we have root portal with vitality, stability, and survival, fearful. Yeah, I keep saying I feel like you've overcome fear, and there's this energy here where you're very grounded, very stable. I also feel for some of you, you may be someone who's really mastered the physical element or the physical world. I just saw 11:11 on the timer, but it's like you may have built up your physical or material world, so there's a certain amount of stability which is helping you to feel more grounded and stable mentally, emotionally. I also feel like once you get out of this energy of overthinking, which I feel like for most of you, you've overcome, fear-based thoughts and fear-based mentality, it's like you're able to see, I want to say things realistically, like you still can see into the future and potentials for you, but there's a sense here that you're very grounded and practical, again, in terms of balancing your physical world, your stability, your security, and inspiration and spirit. Yeah, you have security. But again, I feel like this security and stability you've built in your life and within yourself enables you to take calculated risks or leaps of faith that further, your abundance, your success, your peace of mind. It's almost like as well, your energy is described as you being on an upward trajectory where things keep elevating, things get better and better. You know more about who you are, what you want. There's something about like being unstoppable, I want to say. It's like the energy that you've cultivated within yourself and your life is gathering momentum. And I feel as though it's almost as though like you're unstoppable or you have endless possibilities ahead of you. And you have taking risks here as well. So you're not afraid to take a risk if it will help you grow or if it's in alignment with your growth. But with that eagle, again, I'm getting it's with clear sight. You're not just randomly, jumping in or taking, taking hasty action. It's well thought out. There's a plan. There's something here as well around you building up maybe your physical security or abundance or more stability within yourself so that you're comfortable to take that leap of faith and still feel safe and grounded. It's like you know how to balance yourself out even in new circumstances or even in, solitary conditions, I want to say, when there's not a lot of support around you, or it's like you only have yourself and spirit as a guide. I feel for some of you, this could have been, your energy could be described as well as a lone wolf or a leader, because I'm getting like you may have had to forge this path yourself, or you may have had to experience a lot of solitude on this journey, on this path. You have loneliness. When you stop fearing your aloneness, you stop settling for less than you deserve. May I embrace and love my solitude, and that's when kindred spirits can finally come. That's what I get, and for some of you, you've had to overcome, again, a lot of karmic energies, contracts, connections, and it's like as you stop, again, I kept getting releasing fear. So for some of you, there could have been a fear of, going against the grain or forging out on your own. But I feel as though now it's like you may be really comfortable in that independence and that solitude We have independence. The more you learn to feed yourself on the inside and care for the inner child, the more freestanding you become. Help me feed and love this inner child, dear Lord. But that's what I'm getting with freestanding and this independence. It's like you march to the beat of your own drum, but you don't really need anyone or anything. It's like everything you need, you've found within yourself. So there's a level of freedom and strength and empowerment that may seem unfamiliar to others because they haven't, experienced a journey like this and they haven't cultivated it within themselves. I just feel as though you seem as though you're liberated and you're free from attachment, especially attachment to other people. It's like you can still love and connect, but it's coming from a place of being whole within. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, Group 3. Okay, so how is your energy described? I feel as though your energy is very loving, or there's something very ascended about your energy, right? Like it's like you've reached a higher level of frequency, or it's like, I want to say even, I just heard the word miraculous. Like there's something very potent, but it's spiritually potent. And you can see with this card, this depiction, there's all this golden energy and golden light. And it's like people may feel as though you glow or you have a light to you, but they may not be able to put their finger on, where it comes from or how you've, I don't know, there's something here about you being otherworldly or people not being able to fully understand who you are or what you're about or this energy that you're in, but it's really magnetic. It's like they're drawn to it at the same time, but they can't understand it fully either. And with King of Wands and King of Coins, I just heard the phrase spiritual royalty. So for some of you, your energy would be described as being regal. You may come off like you have spiritual authority in some degree or a level. Again, I'm getting your energy is very ascended, where it's like you have a higher wisdom, a higher knowing. It's like you walk the earth, but people can tell that you're not from here. So some of you as well, your energy may be described as otherworldly or you being a star seed or something unconventional, but it's unconventional in a spiritual way. Yeah, I keep hearing elevated. People may feel as well like you kind of like float above certain difficulties or struggles. Like if certain people are struggling with, the practicalities of life or this earthly world, there's something where they may feel as though you kind of, float above or you can kind of skirt above certain issues or difficulties. It's like you kind of don't land in the mud is what I'm getting. But again, I think it's because you have an elevated consciousness or there's something about like how you think, how you express that helps to, lift your spirits, lift your vibration. And with Temperance as well, your energy is described as healing. Even if you don't intend it to be so, I feel people feel healed in your presence. But again, it's a healing or an energy that's operating unconsciously. Like I feel as though they may not know. It's like they could stand next to you and you may not even utter a word, but they feel better. There's something about that you shift the frequency of a room or you can shift energies within others, even if they're not consciously aware of this. Yeah, it's like you're very powerful in a gentle way. Like I'm getting like Kuan Yin, divine feminine energy, irrespective of gender. There's something here around like you embody that healing energy to others or nurturing energy. I also feel like you have an energy that's very fertile. It's like you can create from this energy as well, especially with Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, King of Wands. There's a fire there as well, but it's like a divine fire. Like I'm getting like divine love, that divine spark. It's almost like you may help to awaken others as well, or your energy is one that creates transformation in others. But again, it's like you don't have to do much. You may not even have to speak. It's like you just have this really powerful effect on others. People may feel a lot of warmth around you as well. I also feel like you're seen as someone who truly loves themselves, who comes from a vibration of love, compassion, not only for self, but also others. I feel like this is the source of your love and compassion though. With King of Wands and King of Pentacles, I don't normally get this, but I was getting soothing. Your energy is really soothing, really peaceful. Some of you could be quiet. whether that's softly spoken or you don't speak often. There's something here around, it's like there's peace in your silence. You don't even need to speak. You have a really potent energy, but again, I'm hearing it's understated. It's like that energy where you may not be the loudest person in the room, but you have the most powerful effect, and you don't even need to speak to have that effect. People may feel as well like your eye contact or your eye contact is very powerful, but again, I feel like your energy is described as being potent, but spiritually potent. People may notice when they're around you as well, like they start to feel differently, or it's like they have an awakening or an epiphany. Okay, you have light language, universal language of oneness of love. Listen with your heart. I feel like your energy as well gives off unity consciousness, and this could be as well connecting with animals, plants, the natural elements, as well as people. But I just feel like there's something here around universal love, or everyone feels accepted in your presence, in your energy field. You also have nurture, self-healing, ruby ray, birthing the new earth. And with this self-healing, I feel like you may have a healing effect in terms of your own journey, because you had this card sitting above temperance. So for this group, you're definitely healers, but it's like you've healed yourself, right? Like there's this sense of you being healed, you being emotionally healthy. Your energy gives off as well like emotional regulation, knowing how to balance your inner state, knowing how to communicate without, going into extremes in terms of emotion or emotional intensity. You also have violet flame, transmuting, breaking addictions, nervous system. Yeah, so for this group as well, I'm getting that sense of you have healed is what I was hearing. So for some of you, there could have been, it doesn't have to be to the extreme of addictions, but there could have been habits, patterns, vices, like negative vices that weren't serving your growth or were leading to an unhealthy effect in terms of your lifestyle that I feel like you've successfully overcome. And it's like now you're in this really healthy place, this healed place. And with nervous system as well, I feel like you soothe other people's nervous system, or there's something about like your energy being very calm, very grounded, very soothing. You have rest, replenish, and release guilt. Yeah, I keep getting this energy of peace, tranquility. Some of you as well may have, like your energy gives off that you meditate or you have a yoga practice. I feel as though you're into mindfulness. There's something here around people feel as though you transmit this high frequency, peaceful energy. And it's like if they are going through certain emotional storms internally, once they're in your presence, it's like that energy heals and clears. Okay, you have divine knowledge, higher learning, commit to your vision through study. Some of you as well may have learned a lot about spirituality, about different healing modalities. I feel as though you're quite knowledgeable when it comes to transmuting energy, but it's like you had to practice on yourself and your own life first. You have Mother Mary with miraculous encounter, divine experience. Do not be afraid of being powerful. But see, again, it's powerful in this divine feminine embodiment, right? It's power that comes through love, comes through the heart space. And again, you don't have to be, female. It's irrespective of gender. I just feel like you embody this really compassionate, divine feminine energy and essence. People feel like being around you is a divine experience. Like it goes beyond words, or there's a much higher frequency that comes or you emit, but they can't put their finger on what it is. We have guiding children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. I was also feeling you may be really close to animals as well, but I feel like animals and children may really love you. But again, you're definitely a natural born healer. Even if you don't directly work in that capacity, it's like you inadvertently heal those that you come across. You also have the arts with express yourself through creative activities. Yeah, again, this is like Venusian energy. You could have a beautiful voice, or there's some sort of creative talent or gift you have as well that shines through, but you could be described, or your energy may come off as creative. Temple of Truth, throat chakra, authenticity, self-expression. You also come off as someone that's very gentle, humble, genuine, kind. I just heard nothing to prove as well. I feel like you validate yourself internally. You don't need external validation. And you had Orion activation, supernova, recreation, renewal, rebirth by light. Yeah, again with that supernova, it's like this intense light radiates from you. But again, it's like people can't see that with their physical sight. But there's something about your vibration. They can feel that you have this higher vibration or you come from this higher frequency. We have receiving. Every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. Your energy is very surrendered, where it feels as though you're flowing with life. There's a lack of resistance. There's a lack of fear. It's like you know how to move with life and to cultivate, you know, a healthy expression or a healthy path. Your energy is very healthy, and I don't just mean physical health, but like emotionally, spiritually. There's something very wholesome and beautiful about your energy and light. You have intuition. You have a beautiful heart as well. Each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. So I feel as well, your energy is described as someone who constantly receives downloads from spirit, right? That intuitive voice is very strong within you. But I also feel like your inner world is quiet enough that you can hear spirit. You can hear those messages. We have attachment, accumulation, defensiveness, scarcity. I feel like people may become very attached to you, right? It's like that golden energy may be very appealing to others. But I feel like you've learned or mastered the art of detachment, but you're still loving, but you love from a place where it's not coming from need, right? It's coming from, you know, unconditional love. And again, that doesn't mean, like, obviously you still set boundaries, but there's a sense here of, you know, moving with the vibration of love or following love as a guiding light in your life. It's like you live from love rather than fear. We have reflective truth, identity, self-love, acceptance. Again, I feel like you've really mastered the art of self-love and you've accepted all facets of yourself. Some of you as well have done a lot of mirror work or healing when it comes to your own self-image. But I feel like in general, like you radiate that sense of love to others because you embody it internally. I also feel like your energy radiates that you're very honest, but honest in a gentle way. You have release. Again, with attachment and release, I feel like you've let go of a lot, especially, you know, whether it be like negative habits, vices, unhealthy lifestyle patterns, things that just weren't congruent with your path moving forward or the direction you wanted to move in. And you also had change. Because you're so free-flowing and you accept life as it comes, you live in the present moment, I feel like you're able to change, right? Or shift course, or think outside the box. There's something around a renewal, optimism. I just feel as though there's a sense here of you always kind of, but you're being on the move, but it's not like, it's almost like people, if they were to witness your journey, it's like life is carrying you. It doesn't feel like you're forcing change or making it happen. You're just flowing. You also had hardship. May I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling or painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. That's what I'm getting as well. It's like, even if physical circumstances appear difficult or you're going through challenging times, it's like you never lose faith or hope in yourself or God. You understand that there's a higher energy or pattern at play, and you kind of allow that to work with you and for you. And I also feel like it's as though you can see the light in the darkness, right? It's like you can see through illusion or difficulties to, you know, the lesson or the wisdom or the divine grace, divine hand behind it. And you had courage. Divine courage is not the absence of fear, but a nudge that says, keep going, do it, don't worry, all will be well. You have to get quiet enough to hear it. Dear divine, may I feel your courage and your will. That's what I was getting as well. I feel like your inner world or inner landscape is like quiet, or you've nurtured this peace within, so you're able to hear the divine more clearly. But I also am getting, you teach people as well not to resist their emotions. For some of you, you may have mastered your emotional world, or that's how, that's what your energy radiates. There's a sense here that you're able to, move with emotions. And since there's no resistance, you're able to transmute and heal them more readily. And it's like you may be an example to others that, when something is uncomfortable or difficult or painful, the best thing you can do is kind of allow it and to flow with it and to release resistance, so that you can so that it alchemizes that energy and frequency into something more positive. And that also means you're always growing and evolving, because no matter what appears in the physical world or comes up within you, you're able to, I want to say, resolve it, or to at least acknowledge it so it can be integrated. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, Group 4. So how is your energy described? I feel like you're described as someone who is strong, who knows what they want, who has a lot of conviction. Conviction, I'm also getting personal power, especially with this Hierophant energy. I also feel like you're described as someone who's very loyal. I also am getting this like warrior energy as well. Like it's like you're not afraid of confronting difficult situations, including difficult situations within yourself, right? Like negative patterns, because I'm getting here with this violet flame and the violet amethyst. Like you're able to confront negative patterns, or to shed, I want to say, old skin. I feel like you are very growth oriented, or it feels as though you're constantly growing, evolving, building yourself up. I also feel like you are very committed to yourself, and for some of you, your spiritual path with the Hierophant, or your path in life in general. This could be like a career path, a relationship. There's just something here where I feel as though, you're, you're very steady in your energy. I also just heard what you see is what you get. So with your energy, you may be very forthright, direct, blunt, honest. It's like you don't mince your words, or you're not really good at hiding, your emotions, your feelings, your energy in general. With the Moon and the Hermit, I just heard you're not afraid to go it alone. And I also feel like you're not afraid to set boundaries or to cut certain people off, especially with Ace of Swords and Queen of Swords. If someone or something isn't healthy for you, I feel like you're quite easily able to walk away or to let go. So again, you may have had a lot of practice at setting boundaries, or having to let go of certain people, situations, habits, patterns. And now it's like, it's second nature to you. It's not that difficult to kind of move on, let go, start a new journey, move in a new direction. Yeah, with the Moon and the Hermit as well, I feel like you're not afraid of the unknown. Even if things aren't clear, I feel like you have a level of faith and courage that you can still walk your own path, even if you don't know how it will unfold. We have Fire and Water. Stillness amidst turmoil, feel emotional integration. And look at the volcano in the background. I just said as well, force of nature. There may be something very potent or powerful about your energy as well. I'm getting as well, people don't want to, I don't know if cross you is the right word, but it's like you may have, when people disrespect you or mistreat you, it's like you will let them know. I don't feel like you're someone that others can walk over, or that you'll just accept any kind of treatment. We have Arcturians. Pure white light, DNA healing, sacred geometry. With pure white light as well in sacred geometry, I was getting this energy of you being in alignment, but mainly in alignment with yourself, right? In alignment with yourself, your path. I also am hearing like your energy gives off that you set the course, right? Like you decide who you want to become. You decide where you're going, what you're going to do. It's like you don't allow life to just happen to you, or to life to determine, what direction you're going to move or how things are going to unfold. It's like you'll, set the course, you'll take the action, and then you'll move in the direction that feels aligned to you and for you. With Ace of Swords in the world, I just heard as well, you're not afraid to begin again and to start anew. I feel for this group as well, like your energy could be described as someone that's quite adventurous, or you're not afraid to explore. This could be like new locations, new career paths. It's almost like the new there's an energy of enjoying novelty of experience, novelty of expression. But some of you could be adventurous, or you are like well-traveled. Even like your mind could be quite expansive. Like you learn, it doesn't have to be new languages per se, but new information, new content. I feel like you're always kind of growing and moving and evolving. You also had community, healing, division, teamwork, freedom. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you could be a lone wolf, but I also feel like you operate well in a group setting. In the sense, well, now I'm hearing like leader of the pack. So for some of you, you could literally be a leader, and there could be people that either look up to you, aspire to be like you, or it's like you have a level of personal power and knowledge and wisdom that can really benefit others. But with community as well, I feel like you're very conscious of the company you keep. I definitely feel for this group, you give off the energy of being exclusive or very selective with your energy. Okay, you also had Golden Age Wisdom, DNA Activation, Lemuria, Priestess Awakening. Yeah, you have that energy as well where you can see through people. It's like they can't get one over on you, or it's like you can tell when someone's coming to you or at you with falsity or illusion or, negativity. Your instincts around people are spot on. Okay, you have Shiva with Karma Release. The end of a cycle, debts are paid, choose your destiny with Queen of Swords. That's what I was getting. It's like you're the author of your own life. You don't allow life to just happen to you. Even if circumstances are difficult, it's like you'll heal that, you'll transmute that, and then you'll keep going on your journey. You're also not afraid to take a leap of faith or move in a new direction with that Ace of Pentacles, start something new. I feel like if something's not working or a connection is really unhealthy or karmic, you're not afraid to kind of metaphorically burn it down or transmute it to create something new. You're seen as very powerful, right? Because, and again, part of this power is your discernment, but it's also your ability to, not be afraid to walk away. You have Hanuman with Devoted Warrior. Let God's love hold you in strength. Yeah, you're also seen as very strong. Your energy would be described, I was getting that. It's like a divine warrior, right? It's like when your heart, points you in a particular direction, or when your heart encourages you to do something, say something, it's like you will act no matter how intimidating, how scary it is. You have a lot of strength and resilience, but I feel like some of it you built up as well in other lifetimes, because we have Isis here with past life. This situation involves your past life memories. With this sitting above Two of Cups, you may have as well been known as someone who has been through a lot of karmic cycles or relationships with people, right? With this karma release. It's like you've met a lot of people from other timelines, other incarnations, and they could have been quite difficult connections or relationships. But it's like you've been able to transmute that energy. Yeah, so I feel like your energy is described as someone who's overcome a lot of karma or a lot of toxicity. We have Mary Magdalene with Unconditional Love. Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be, with the Hierophant. Yeah, I feel like you do have unconditional love for yourself and others, but you have boundaries as well. I also feel like your energy may be described as you being misunderstood. I feel like not all people may understand, how you operate or how you move through the world. And again, part of it is because you're not afraid. Even if you love someone, it's like you love yourself more, right? Like you won't stay put in a dynamic that's unhealthy or toxic, even if you love someone. We have Lemurian seed codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. It's like you live from the divine, which means you may not live in the most conventional of ways, or people, when they witness how you live or how you move through the world, may not completely understand it. There's something very unconventional, and I'm also getting like marching to the beat of your own drum. But I feel like you also may inspire others to do the same. You have Holy Grail, inner discovery, finding sacredness. You are what you seek. I also feel like you're someone that's introspective, or you've had to spend a certain amount of time, you know, on a solitary journey or in solitude, so you could learn, so you could grow and heal and evolve. But it's like you may have discovered that, you know, love is the nature of my being, love is all that is, and it's like now it's changed or transformed the way you see everyone and everything. We also have clearing. As true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mind to God's, such freedom. Yeah, you've mastered the art of letting go. I feel like in this life, you've had to clear a lot of energy, karma, karmic relationships, and it's like you've had to let go even when there was still love, right? And I feel like that's helped you master the art of detachment and surrender. You also literally had letting go. Everything is indeed out of control and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. I feel like your connection with God, with Source, especially with that Hierophant energy, some of you may resonate as being very committed to a spiritual path. Some of you may be a spiritual teacher, a healer, but it's like you've learned how, like when you surrender, it's almost like God, Source consciousness fills those empty places, right? There's something like the more you let go of, the more aligned you are, or the more room there is for your own soul, for your essence, for your spiritual path. You may also be quite detached to, I just heard, other people's expectations, materialism. It's like you may not really buy into societal values. You're definitely an independent and free thinker. You have awakening, ancient knowledge, memories, connection. Yeah, I feel like in this life, you may as well have like that, the uncanny ability to meet someone and even recall the lifetime that you met them or the context in which you're meeting them, which I feel like has helped you when it comes to deciphering certain karmic patterns or understanding the interaction you have with certain individuals. But again, you have a lot of ancient knowledge. I feel like you have had a lot of lifetimes as a healer. I'm also hearing you may have had some lifetimes where you're a healer and other lifetimes where you're a warrior. So it's like now it's like you're the divine warrior, where you're merging the divine feminine and the divine masculine. You have exploration, boldness, unknown, limitless. Yeah. So again, you're seeing, or your energy gives off that you're very bold, that you're not afraid of the unknown. You're not afraid to keep moving forward. I just heard not being afraid as well to rock the boat or push boundaries. So you could be someone as well, again, that's unconventional, or there's something that you're sharing or expressing in the world that's, you know, quite different to others. Okay, you have love. Yeah, especially with this past life energy, I feel like the connections you've had may have been very karmic or divinely orchestrated. But I'm getting as well, it's like it led you back to yourself and the love you have within yourself. And I feel like it has really enabled your spiritual growth through, you know, certain experiences, through certain connections. And it's like now how you view love and connection could be very different or drastically different to how other people perceive it because of these experiences. Okay, you also had here gateway. Yeah, it's like sometimes karmic relationships can be a gateway to the understanding of unconditional love in its truest sense, which is divine love, right? Which isn't attached to labels or, you know, certain individuals. It's like it's impersonal rather than personal love. There's something here where I feel like you've been through certain challenges or experiences in connection that have opened you up to that divine love and divine flow where you're able to connect with, you know, God, Source, your higher self. And it's almost like now that love is independent of anything outside of you. And that doesn't mean obviously you can't connect and share that love with others, but it's like you know the source is within. And you had patience. If you've tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from embracing it. May I let this be for now. Help me relax and trust every need will be met. Often change soon follows. Again, what we resist persists. So there's something here where I feel like you've had to sit with difficult emotions, connections, experiences, and really unravel them yourself. It's like karmically speaking, it's like you've already unraveled your soul, or you've unraveled certain lessons, events, experiences, so that now you can truly see and understand, number one, what the lesson was, why you've met certain people, how to let go and release certain energies so that you can move forward in terms of your own spiritual journey. Sanctuary. A sanctuary resides inside of you no matter what is happening. This inner temple beckons you to enter. Take a deep breath, enter, and sit down on the throne of your own heart. That's what I'm getting. It's like certain karmic experiences and relationships have led you inward, but it's like it brought you to the truest form of love. And it's almost like once you have a taste of divinity and, source and God within, it can be challenging to settle for conditional love, right? For love that, has a lot of when I say boundaries, I mean limits, right? Like the ego has difficulty embodying that unconditional love. And it's almost like and again, even with unconditional love, you can still set boundaries in terms of, what you will and won't accept. But there's something here where it's like you've immersed yourself in such a deep, unconditional sense of love and spirituality that it kind of, I want to say it's beyond the world, right? It's beyond the world's knowledge of love or the experience of love most have. So your energy may give off this sense of unconditional love, but again, it's impersonal. It's not linked to certain, physical attributes or the physical identity. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day.